He wants
Record.
it real bad.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys had a great day. Um, I mean, I've had a great day, but I have two sick kiddos, so it has not been fun. I was just to go eat and shop, and that didn't happen. I preached this morning and then came home and took care of some sick kiddos. So, anyways, but it was good. So Happy Mother's Day. Hope you guys felt loved and appreciated and just we all know the world can't go on without you. Okay, let's just be honest. They can't. It's like Dalton this morning. I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave both kids. He's like, both? Like, you're gonna leave both of them? Like, you don't want to take Case? I'm like, no, it will be way worse. Just keep them both. And he about to have a dang heart attack. I'm like, welcome to my life every day, buddy. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, it'll be okay. Oh, anyways, okay. So, couple things that I want to just kind of throw out there, and then I'll get into tonight's training. So, May 18th, okay, May 18th, we are having our call with Bob, okay? It is at 8 Eastern. Please be on it. And he asked, I had a call with him on Friday, and he asked for all of us to bring some piece or something to the call, okay? So, whether it's a conversation, like he said, that you haven't had, but you know needs to be had, and you want to talk about it, whether it's a post that you have been wanting to post and you don't know how to post it. It could be a vulnerable thing. It could be, just the reality of your life. It could be anything like that. Maybe something in your business. But bring something to the call. I want this call to be impactful, but if you don't bring something to the call, we're going to be staring at each other, right? Like, it's going to be a waste of time. And I do not want to waste Bob's time. He is taking the time to come pour in. So please bring something to the call, so that if you are, volunteer or voluntold, I don't know how he's going to do it, that you will be able to come and talk and kind of work through this. Another thing that when I had my call with him, him and I, I'm still trying to learn this whole love led thing. And he said to me something, and I want to say it to you guys tonight. He said, Ashley, you don't do love led, you are love led. So I've had some of you send me your post, and you're like, hey, is this more love led? It's hard because we don't want to do love led. We want to just be love led, right? And one thing that he said, and when people are asking you, hey, Ashley, and literally there's been like multiple of you, and there's nothing wrong with it, but they're asking for that validation. And if they don't get the validation, what starts to creep in is that fear led, right? That fear starts to come, and you're looking for results from me to say, yes, that is love led. Yes, that's love led. You're doing great. Or again, that's tied to a result. Okay. So the only thing that I'm going to encourage you, and then I want to say one more thing, is you are love led. The only difference, and this is another part, I've had some conversations with some people, and they're like, I'm going to be more love led. I'm not going to push for goals. I'm not going to, I'm just like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And Bob told me, he said, there's 3 phases. He said, the first phase is acceptance. Like, you've become aware of this issue, right? He's like, and people felt validated on that call. They felt heard. They felt seen, right? He said, but then they do the opposite, and they start to be like, oh, well, I can't post that because that's fear led. Oh, I can't do that because that's fear led. And then in a way, it kind of gives you an excuse to not do the things that you don't want to do because you don't want it to be fear led. You can still run for goals. You can still run for Tahoe. You can still try to chase these things. The difference is the source. The source is the difference. You're still going to be trying to get people to join your team and all these things, but the difference is your source. Instead of, oh, if they don't buy from me, oh, if they don't join me, whatever, it says this about me, that fear, that identity is tied to the results. Instead, it's the love side of things, right? I'm going to impact lives. I'm going to share what this is doing for me. I want other people to experience it. I want people to fall in love with these products too. When you start to serve, it becomes more love led instead of fear led. Is that making sense? Are we tracking? Do y'all understand? So it's not to say we're not running for goals. Oh, we can't post that we're running for Lake Tahoe. No, no, no. You can. The difference is the source. Are you posting that you're running for those things out of fear or out of love? Okay, so, and again, I'm still learning all of this. I'm actually going to do a course with him to try to learn some more things so that I can come and share it with you guys as well. But that's kind of what I wanted to start with. So tonight we're going to talk about something that I think is going to set a lot of you free, okay? Because for years in network marketing, many of us unknowingly, okay, learned how to perform instead of connect. So tonight we're going to start talking about stop performing and start connecting. And performance, when you are performance, it can get results for a season. Okay? But okay, we'll just get the green one. It's fine. But connection, it builds something sustainable. So performance says, what can I post to get a lot of engagement? Anybody ever thought that? What can I post to get a lot of engagement? Connection says, what do people actually need from me today? Do you see the difference between fear-led, love-led? What can I post that's going to get a lot of engagement? That's a result. Fear's tied to that. Love, what do people actually need from me today? Another example, performance says, how do I make this person join? Anyone ever thought that before? Connection says, how do I make that person feel seen? There's a difference. Performance says, I need people to think I'm successful. I need them to think I'm successful. Again, results. Connection says, I want people to trust me. Are we seeing the difference? And I think that a lot of us have been exhausted in this business because we're trying to maintain this image instead of building real relationships. I've been guilty of it. I will be out and about and people will be like, hey, remember when I talked to you about buying that CC cream? And I don't remember because it's just been transaction instead of meeting the relationship, right? So we've got to make sure that we are building off of the relationships. And honestly, people can feel the difference now. How many of you can read a post and you feel, oh, they're trying to sell me something, they're trying to pressure me to do something, they're trying to get something out of me versus they're trying to connect with me? People are craving real, you guys. People are craving safe. People are craving honesty. People are craving people that actually see them. Not just see them as a sale, not just see them as a recruit, but actually see them instead of somebody that's trying to constantly sell to people. Okay? So the first point I'm going to make tonight is that people don't want a perfect person, they want a real one. I think some of us have been overthinking our social media. We think everything has to be polished. Everything has to convert sales. Every reel has to go viral. We need the perfect niche. We need to have the perfect aesthetic. We need to have the perfect hook. We need to have the perfect strategy. Right? I think we've all done that. Meanwhile, the posts that are actually connecting with people are the real ones. You know, the other day, I just put up my phone while I was having a bad mom day. Okay. Case fell down 15 stairs. He went face first in the concrete. I was having a bad mom day. And I just put up my camera and recorded myself crying. Was that weird? Probably so. But that video got over 30,000 views. My makeup reels, like 1,000. Why? What's the difference? Actual connection, right? It's showing people that I am a human. The post I made the other day about cases, scratches from using the calendula balsam. I still am getting people asking me, hey, what cream did you use? I need that cream. Why? Because I tied it into motherhood. Every mama needs this cream in their life. It was a real thing. Okay. Honest posts are really getting lots more interaction because, again, it makes people feel like you are human and not a walking billboard. You do not need to become less of you to grow. Here's another thing. I was talking to Bob. I was like, Bob, I've got these new recruits, new people joining my team, and not just me personally, but the team wide. And I'm watching their content and I'm seeing them throw out their link, buy this CC cream. It's so good. Look at the coverage. It's awesome. And he was like, and what is that telling you? And I'm like, well, they're excited. He's like, yeah. Isn't everybody in the beginning of their business super excited, right? He's like, but what is that telling you? And I was like, I don't know, Bob. Tell me. I don't know. Just tell me. And he said, it's allowing them not to actually show them. It's allowing them not to actually be vulnerable or to be real because they're just throwing out a link and they're probably getting sales because they've just signed up. He's like, but that momentum will run out. And I said, well, they're not getting the sales. He's like, again, why? Because people want real. They don't want just buy this lippy. It's so great. This mascara is awesome. They want real. Some of you are trying so hard to sound like a marketer that you have stopped sounding like yourself. You've stopped sounding like you. And that's the shift. We are learning with this love led how to be people again, real humans again. Okay, that's what we're learning. Number 2, we have to serve first, sell second. This pivot in our business does not mean that we stop selling or we stop recruiting. Okay, please hear me in that. We still have businesses to build. We still are going to be moving products. We are still going to be recruiting. We are still going to be running. But now we are leading with love and service instead of pressure and results. Okay. So an old way, that fear-led system, it might have been, help me get to my goal. Help me earn this trip. I need 10 people. Join my team. Here's a flash sale. Right? Result-based. Love-led, this helps me and I think it could help someone else. I know there are busy moms that struggle with this. I know there are busy moms that need more confidence. I want women to know that there's a way they contribute to financially to their home. This product genuinely made my life easier. This product genuinely changed my child's face. I want to create community for women who feel seen. Do you see the difference between the old way and this new way we're pivoting? When people feel cared for, sales just become a byproduct. They just follow suit when people feel cared for. Connection will always convert better than pressure ever will. Connection converts better than pressure. And y'all, this does not mean, I'm going to say this again. This is what I was telling Bob. He's like, this doesn't mean that you stop running for things like Lake Tahoe, like Director, like 6%, 9%, whatever. It just means that you should people should never feel used in your pursuit for blah, blah, blah. Tahoe, your goal, whatever. Is this making sense? They should not feel used. There's a difference between help me earn this and I'm excited about what's possible here and I'd love to help other women experience growth too. Same goal. I'm still running for Lake Tahoe. The source is just different. Fear versus love. Okay. Point number 3, stop borrowing belief. And this one hit me really hard on my call with Bob. And he said this that first night too. Some of you have built your businesses on borrowed belief. Remember when he like basically told me that, Ashley, you telling people I'll believe in you until you believe in yourself, that was like basically a load of crap. Okay. I'm like, but Bob, but I will. He said, and it's coming from a great place, Ashley, but that's borrowed belief. What does that mean? Meaning you only feel confident when the team is hyped. There's a new product. There's a new 90-day run. There's a contest. There's an incentive. Your leader's pushing you. She launches comeback circle #1, right? That's borrowed belief. Numbers are good. You're borrowing your belief. But the second that things slow down, you start to spiral. I don't have a 90-day run. I don't do Bloom Camp. I don't do a customer event. We don't have a new product that month. We don't have a promo for the week. Are you seeing? Are you seeing? Many of us have gotten sucked into this, myself included, right? It's just an awareness and a shift that we're all doing. Why are all of those borrowed? Is because borrowed belief cannot sustain you long term. Because you're always looking for that next thing. Okay, when's that next thing gonna happen? When's that Ashley gonna do that next push? When's Ashley gonna do the next call? When are we doing the next 90-day run? When are we gonna do another customer event? When are we gonna do a Zoom beauty bar? When are we gonna do blah, 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 blah. It's exhausting, right? You have to know who you are, what you carry, why you serve, and what God has called you to build. I'm gonna say that again. You have to know who you are, what you carry, why you serve, and what God has called you to build. If social media disappeared tomorrow, would people still feel impacted by your life? That's a good question for y'all to ask yourselves. If social media disappeared tomorrow, would people still feel impacted by your life? That one will step on your toes. I love you. Because that is influence. Not likes, not views, not rank. That's impact. And one thing that Bob said, like I told y'all on my call with him, he said, you don't do love led, Ashley. You are love led. That's identity. That's source. That's embodiment. You have to embody that. So, what does this actually look like online? Okay. You're like, okay, this is great. What does that actually look like? Your assignment this week is not to sell. Your assignment is to connect. Maybe you post something real. Maybe you post something helpful. Maybe you post something vulnerable. Maybe you post something relational. It could be a motherhood moment. It could be an infertility moment. It could be a loss of a loved one moment. It could be a lesson learned. It could be a product that really is helping change your life. Cases point exactly. The calendula balsam helped his face. It could be a faith post. It could be a behind the scenes, real and raw. It could be an honest struggle. It could be a customer transformation. It could be some sort of story that you share instead of trying to pitch people. People don't follow you because you're perfect. They follow because they feel something when you show up. You've got to get that. People aren't going to follow you because you're perfect. They're going to follow you because they feel when you actually show up. And honestly, some of you are going to enjoy social media again because you're doing this shift for the first time in years, because the pressure to perform is going to start to lift. We're not trying to perform. We're trying to make an impact. And I want to say something to you tonight. You do not have to manipulate people to succeed. You do not have to pressure people to grow. You do not have to become loud and fake or salesy to build something beautiful. You can build from honesty. You can build from integrity. You can build from love. You can build from service. You can build from calling. And I actually believe that that version will last longer. Because when your business is built on transactions, I'm telling you, I have failed at this so many times. People leave. But when it's built on trust, people stay. And I think God is teaching a lot of us right now how to build something deeper than just numbers, right? Try to build something deeper than just numbers. Okay, so here's my challenge for you this week. I want you to post one vulnerable, real post. One. You got 7 days. One. I want you to have 5 genuine connections with no agenda. I'm not trying to get a sale, not trying to get a recruit, just genuine connections. When we have a sale or a promo or whatever, I want you to share one story about that product instead of a sales graphic. My example with the calendula balsam, Tiffany's examples with her skincare line. A story, make it personal. And ask yourself before you are posting this week, am I trying to impress people or am I trying to connect with them? And honestly, I think some of you are about to build the healthiest and strongest version of your business yet if you do this. I do. And again, we are all going to be learning and growing with this. I still am learning and growing with it. That's why I'm about to take this dang course because I'm like, I need to know everything. Tell me how to fix it all. What did I do wrong? So that I can come back and teach you guys. Okay. So there's your challenge for the week. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything? Let me just see if I missed anything. Definitely thought all of that. They want to see real. Yes. Real Auntie Mother's Day. I love it. Yes. And one of my friends, Pam, she's on Melissa's team. Y'all might know her as Sunshine. She went through Bob's course years ago. It's not the same course that I'm about to do with Bob, but she said if y'all will start listening to his podcast, you'll start to grab a lot of nuggets too. So that's my challenge to you too. When you can, just listen to the podcast, turn it on, listen to his podcast, and start to really help process. I'm not saying you need to go, but he's been doing this for a long time. I'm not saying go back to the very, 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 very beginning. It's probably a little bit older, right? But definitely start diving into some of his more recent podcast and listening to it so that the more that we are aware, the more that we hear it, the more that we become aware of it, I think we're going to start to see it. Like the other day, I had someone ask me, hey, will you look at this post and let me know if it's love led? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I went and looked at it and I wanted to come back and be like, well, you could do this better and you could do this better. And I caught myself. I'm like, no, no, I'm doing the exact same thing that Bob told me not to do on making you require more, like depend on me to be successful. And that's not what we need, right? So, anyways, you're going to become more aware. You're going to start catching yourself. Oh, I'm posting this out of fear. You are love. Love has to be the source instead of fear and results. And when love is the source, okay, it will come naturally. Tiffany, I did that. Listen, I've caught myself so many times. All right. All righty. I love you guys. Happy Mother's Day yet again. And I will see y'all tomorrow for Linda's training. Tomorrow, Linda is training us. Okay. I love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Bye, y'all.